So, are you tired of not having button protectors on your buttons? I could have swore Stern, like the 2000s, used to have them with the machines. I don't know. Maybe they decided it's extra money now they can make. But if you don't, you probably want to put some type of protector on your pinball game to protect it from the wear, your fingers, your oils. So you can buy these from Stern for like $100 plus shipping, which I do not recommend. I used to do that until I got tired of it. It's not the price that bothers me. It's the fact that, well, yeah, they should just come with that or have that be an option. But it's the fact that reinstalling these are a pain in the butt. I at least always have problems getting those stupid screws out. They might come out, but they won't go back in. And you always risk having this fall off and damage your artwork. It's kind of annoying. So I have made protectors that you can use that just basically slide up into here. Okay, you do have to take the button off. But I also now have my deLuxe protectors that look more like the Stern full side armor, for example, or the full armor that you get on the LEs, for example. Here's my Godzilla. And it's the same thing, it's just a little bit bigger. Okay, a little bit more curvy and has some shapes. If you're watching this installation video, you probably already have the armor, but if you don't, you can grab it at pinballs.etsy.com. I have the regular armor, the deLuxe armor, and the magnetically attached armor. Anyway, back to the installation. And the way you do it is you have to take the button out, and that's basically it. Now, sometimes you can just push on the button and turn it, but that's usually not going to work. Usually you're going to have to lift the playfield up and remove the button. So let's take a look at that. So we gotta lift the playfield up to get to that button. So if you have side art, protect it with your side art protectors. And I'm going to go ahead and inject the balls, which is always a good idea. You don't actually have to do this. You don't have to take the playfield out. But it's hard for me to videotape without doing that. So when you lift the playfield out, you'll notice you have a screw. Take out the screw. And then you should be able to just turn the button. Now you may need a wrench to get this off. Now it really is best to use a monkey wrench. You might want to use pliers. I don't recommend that. I mean, you can do it, but it's way better to do it this way. So you just need a quick turn, and now we can twist it off. Okay? And that was the hardest part, is finding the monkey wrench. So if you're using these guys, you're basically done. Put it on there, put it over the button, don't lose your button, and screw everything back together, and you're done. Oops. There we go. Put it on there, and you just want to make sure this is flat, flush with the rail, and then this angle right here is flush. And that's it. If you're using the deLuxe armor, you got one more step. And you don't actually have to do this, but you should. Okay. Remove, you see the deLuxe armor has this little extra thing. This really thin piece of plastic and this little plastic hole. This is going to give it a little extra support because it is longer and it gets really thin at the end. So remove your screw. Lift this just a bit. You just got to put your fingers in there, lift it up, slide it on. Oops. You're good to go. Again, make sure you're flush. You want to be flush here. Screw that in the hole. Reattach your button. Again, make sure when you screw it, you're nice and flush. You want that to be as flush as possible so you don't see the whatever it is, the little line, although it doesn't really matter. And again, you want to tighten your buttons. It sucks when your buttons like fall off or they get loose. So I used to be lazy and never tightened them, and then I would always get angry and I had to open up the game and tighten them. Just give it a little tighten there. You're good. And now you have the beautiful deLuxE rails installed. These are way cheaper than any other alternatives by like 1/3, if not more. So are not wasting metal by having to throw out or store these old rails. That's the other thing I hate about buying the rails, is then I got these 6 feet long or 5 feet long, however it is, rails just sitting around doing nothing, taking up room in my basement. I'm not going to throw them out, but I also don't have anything to do with them, so they just sit there and take up space, which I really hate. And if you already have those rails installed, those teardrop rails or pear-shaped rails, and you don't want to uninstall and install the original rails back, like I didn't really want to do that, but I also have these snap-on ones. It's got a magnetic backing. They snap right onto the metal of the rail, like this. Like I said, I used to buy these rails for all my games, and I got really tired of it. I'd buy the rails and they would sit there because I hated doing installation of them. And again, I hated wasting that metal and just having it sit there. So these are my snap-on rails, magnetic rails. These are super easy if you've already have the generic rails and you want to make them a little prettier.